We should have been.
Technically do the show.
Yeah.
So, what do you do?
I just hang out.
All right.
Oh man,
Save that for the
I'll
fucking
say-
episode.
Snort it out my nose.
Save that for the.
We are recording.
Because I don't mean to be rude, but I fucking no idea what any of you guys do, except him.
Yeah, he kicks around and kicks a foosball around. I try to
And he
teach
used
him how
to.
to kick a footy around. That's better. When I say I try to, that's very generously, I try.
Forget an intro. That was the best intro we could possibly put together. Welcome to the show.
For those listening at home, can you just describe who got pretty much champed there and who did the champing?
Oh, Ray, who is our 28th, what is it? 28th Built Different Type Operator of the Week, I think we named it.
Nice.
Brought to you by PointsBet.
First inaugural.
First inaugural. He is also the man sitting in the prime position on our couch here. For those who can't see this, we've got Ray here, and we've got Travis in the middle, who's just been champed by Ray. Said, what was the question?
Oh, what do you actually do?
So Ray, I'm going to give you a quick rundown, all right? So for 14 years, I was probably the pinnacle of AFL football for the Collingwood Footy Club. 250 games of footy, premiership, multiple All-Australians, multiple leading goal kickers, premiership player, played in the draw and grand final, father played...
Multiple front newspapers.
Yeah, sure. 20 years of footy, my old man played. Both my brothers played over 50 games of AFL footy. My grandfather was on the board of Richmond Footy Club. My uncle was the board umpire for 330 plus games. So pretty much royalty to the game that you umpire. My name's Travis Cloke. How are we, Ray? How are you?
There you go, mate.
Wow.
That's right.
And then that's me also there. Yeah.
Look at that. That's when he had hair.
Whoa, mate.
That's the flattest sex doll I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So
Have you ever seen someone bite that badly?
Oh, he bit. He was.
Mate, I've been absent for a few weeks, Jim. Like, it's been a bit built up, you know. I've been working, been looking after this guy.
Yeah, we should
trying to sort
explain
him
who
out.
else is here. Nate Caddy's in the house.
Yes,
Yeah,
Nate, welcome,
to you.
Nate.
Boys, yeah. Thanks, boys.
So, yes, I've been dealing with him, sorting him out, and look what I've done. Like, I've done a pretty good job, haven't I, Jim?
This is the best intro I think I've ever seen. This is
I'm going, see.
Fuck, he's charging here.
Oh, so it's my
been a long
understanding
day.
that Trav's come in and just said it's your success is all Trav. Is that right?
To be fair, it's probably not too far from the truth.
I've been waiting for Jim, you know.
It's a big moment for you, wasn't
Yeah, 100%. Nah, he's been good for me. I came into the club and did some silly things on the field, and yeah, he's kind of worked me into
Not a
place.
silly thing. Flamboyant. We play with flair. We're forwards, all right? You play with your alter ego.
Yeah, he's had to
don't
reshape.
run around chasing
He's reshaped me as a player and starting to get there, which is nice.
Have you ever actually been given a sledge by Trav? Like, does he ever pull you up and give you a whack?
I reckon like little like silent ones. Like if I'm doing like I remember we used to watch like clips with him, and like when I was playing the VFL, and I'd be doing this thing that now I'd like look back and I probably would cop a sledge, but at the moment he kind of had to like gentle parent me, and he'd go, oh, well, this isn't what you do, and then kind of like made me feel like I'm being nice about it, but then like this is like what the fuck are you doing? Pretty much, and then,
In polite way, too.
yeah, exactly.
I've never seen you go off. It's at all.
So he was, to be fair, he was good about it. But now, if I did, he'd probably react differently.
We have a
Just
good
laugh at me, probably.
relationship this way. So the education piece is there, but sometimes you got to know your player. We have a bit of a laugh and giggle about certain things, but it's like, hey, you do you.
Yeah.
He's a unicorn, all right? So this is my philosophy in footy.
Yeah.
You get a unicorn, you put him in the right position, let him do their thing. That's what he does. I didn't teach him to kick no ball over his head, mate.
Yeah,
Well, speaking of that,
That's Nate.
I was going to ask whether there was any kind of guidance there. I would have thought you'd be putting your hand up first going, this was all me.
Yeah, I think, mate, I taught him how to take marks. Don't get me wrong. Kick goals, not really my thing.
yeah. I reckon the first thing he's ever told. Like, I remember the first thing you probably told me ever was use your ass. That was probably the first thing. It was like under
Got a big
16,
rump.
under 16 Metro. Probably the first thing he ever taught me, and I'm still no good at it, but getting there. which is
under
good.
16 Metro.
Yeah, mate.
I was coaching that too.
Jim,
Oh
it's
no, it
not
was
you.
under 16.
No.
I was bottom age, under
Don't-
18s. Bottom age,
Yeah,
under 18s.
Acknowledge it.
Oh no, yeah, PDM. Like, he was telling me Eastern Rangers.
Welfare.
But speaking of that goal over the head, this is why we have our built different operator right here. We were sitting here pre-show thinking it it was an unbelievable goal. One, and we just jumped off the couch. But the goal umpire didn't give it much.
Really?
Did you notice, or were you too busy just going off your head because you just kicked it over your head?
Mate, he wasn't looking at the goal, so you can't look at the goal umpire. He's running that way, kicking it.
All we were looking at was the goal umpire giving it your stock standard,
That's it.
just the 2-finger operation. Right? If you were in that position, what would you have given it?
Oh, mate, I would have given it the honey. I would have given it the honey, get to the chopper.
What does that look like?
What does the Arnie get to the chopper?
It goes to 2 fingers, you grab the flags, you do and you make sure you give it the whack. You know, you get like that karate gi sound. You know, you want to crack it like a whip. And then you just throw them up in the air around your head and you get to the chopper. That's the one you want.
How often do we practice these?
You know what? I don't.
Spare of the moment.
It was spur of the moment. Let me tell you how it started. My sons used to play for Richmond Junior Footy Club, right? My son was playing, and you know, grading is the worst time of year because you know all those Div 1 teams come down and smash you. So I was standing there one day and they're getting dicked by I don't know McLeod or bloody somebody like Beverly Hills and Fitzroy, because Fitzroy at the time had 3 age group teams under 16s. Right. So they were just smashing the boys one day. Oh, this is getting boring, really boring. I want to please myself. No one's doing it.
I think every morning. I wake up every morning and say the same thing. I think I'll please myself a little bit.
You can be Robbie Williams and get someone else to please you when you wake up in a castle. Anyway, right. So here's what happened. I'm thinking this. This is boring, and so I just started doing stuff. You know, like I've done. You know, like I've just anything that I could possibly think of. You know, like bow and arrow shooting, a bowling ball, everything like that. And so then the boys started getting pissed off at me. Why aren't you doing that when we score a goal? You've only scored one. So it just continued over the years, and I was doing it Mother's Day. You know, for a few years. I haven't done it about a year and a half just because I've been busy with photography and rugby and stuff like that. So it all started because we were getting dicked, and I needed to come up with something to keep warm, and it just ballooned from there. So I don't practice any moves. You just had to come up with them spontaneous. That was the call from some of the dads.
So none of these were premeditated.
No. It was just get it done. Do whatever you can.
I'm more saying this is one of the best things that I've ever come across. It was Valley Vicious. There's like an outer eastern. Do you know the one, Trav?
I do.
And from out Seville Way, it's someone out there has got like this catalogue of stuff that happens out in the outer east. For some reason that wasn't getting seen. Then I found your TikTok.
Yeah.
And there's a good like 40 of these.
You must be really busy in your day.
I am not. I can assure you I'm not busy.
That's his day job.
What do you do? I just looked through TikTok. I found you, found this, found that.
100%.
Yeah.
Entertaining.
In between sort of waking up and getting bored. Anyway, it's a pleasure myself. But yeah, it was brilliant. And we were talking before, do you ever get any sort of lip over the fence or backlash from the players?
No, but I'll tell you what. No, I got backlash. You get backlash from your own players when they're not scoring and they get pissed off. And then,
you get your own team a little bit.
Well, every goal I'll just do something. It's actually harder doing it with a behind because you've only got one flag. So you've got
you don't discriminate. Any score, anytime you wave a flag, bang, you're into it.
Yeah. But you know, like if it's a shitty behind, I won't always do it. You know, two flags is better than one. You can do a lot more.
It was the forward defence for me that I just fucking down the pitch.
Well,
I love that.
On that was a semi-final against Ivanhoe Heidelberg, I think. And I'll tell you what,
absolutely remembers everything.
I don't know why they got me because you know when you get to semi-final level, you get the green shirt guys come out, you know, and you got to wave to this. Yeah, I've got a gig, man. I must be fucking desperate.
Have you done a grand final or anything like that?
No, I wasn't allowed. But I was at the grand final between Richmond Junior Footy Club and Ivanhoe Heidelberg. Yeah. We won that day, and I was giving the goal umpire, come on, mate, put a bit of flair in there, mate, bit of flair.
Just and he goes, your other goal up.
And he loves his craft. Loves his craft.
Yeah. And and the guy was sitting around. I've seen you on fucking TikTok.
Do you ever give any feedback to the players, either the defender or the forward that's immediately there? Do you ever tell them to use their rump or get a bit of separation?
Oh no, look, mate,
hit the lanes.
All business.
No, there's a fair amount of sledging that goes on.
Yeah. Players? Yeah. Like players give it back. I'm talking underage, aren't we? Yeah. Under 14s.
Under 14s, 12s.
I reckon the best way
youth grade and under.
Use him as a way to get into the defender.
Did you guys see
get long wag it?
Nathaniel here giving a bit of lip to Harris Andrews, like 5 times dual All-Australian. Old mate over here taking marks. Just
Oh,
letting
wait,
go.
I did see this.
I didn't see this.
check
Go on,
this out.
what happened?
Yeah, good one. Mate, I like that. Have a bit of swag on the footy field.
And what were you saying, or does it stay on the field?
Yeah, I was thinking
how
about
good
it.
was that?
I
Yeah.
can't actually remember what I was saying. There was like a little bit going on between us, but like he's obviously a bit of a smart ass, tries to say little things, but I think it was fairly respectful in a way. But then we were kind of having a few jokes at the time, and I think I just kicked one, and I think went back at him and said something.
Well, what do you reckon about after your next goal? You honour our man Ray here,
yes.
and you give it the full get to the chopper.
Mate, if you do that, I will run out. I wear purple.
He's
I
out
can
there.
access that deck. That is not happening.
Or maybe-
that will come back to me.
Maybe
I'm
we
not
can
doing
get
that.
Ray to come up with a
Yeah,
custom
come.
celebration for you.
I'm
that you
happy to
won.
come up with a custom seller. There are, as Jimmy was saying, there's about 40 on there, so you can choose.
can pick
You can choose anything from Hawaii
Just own
Five-0 to a trumpet to single ladies.
Single lady.
I've even-
Single
I've-
lady.
There you go like this. Shimmying away.
Grab
Was
her.
it like that Steve Smith celebration? Also that Steve Smith
Oh
video
my
you posted
goodness
just
gracious
before?
me, he's lost the plot. But this is right in that.
Yes,
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
really
Did you see
bad.
it?
That was horrible.
Just
What was he
full blown
doing?
dancing.
Yeah,
I don't know.
he's-
I think he's the pay packet he's on now must be like, okay, you just do whatever you want.
I'd be dancing like that if I was on that
Yeah,
coin.
he's on a
in
lot of
India.
money.
He'd be on serious coin.
We're easily corrupted as we
Yeah,
speak
so
about
any
before we
Indian
went on air.
sponsors listening, we're happy to do dances.
Whatever you
do anything
need.
you want. Yeah.
I'll join in.
Name your price.
I'll join in. I'll join in.
Happy to take a
Yeah,
dive.
right.
Let's pick a Sally. I'm serious. I want a Sally here. Trav's shitting himself because he thinks somehow this is an ongoing thing. Trav's more nervous than you are. He thinks he's going to get in trouble for everything, and he's not.
Yeah. Trav thinks that the club listens to this.
See what I degenerates doing? Yeah.
Scotty's running down the stairs going, "Don't you dare do that goal umpire thing. Get him out of here."
Must be hard with 3 followers.
How good's Ray?
Ray's the best. Gotta get Ray on.
I reckon, could you do a little trumpet sort of
Let's
setup?
put it to the people.
Put it to the people.
We
Oh,
can-
give us a
actually,
poll.
let's
Give us a poll.
let's
Nate, you
shortlist
pick
it.
4.
No, Ray can pick 4 or 5.
Okay.
And then, mate,
And then you have the people vote on
people
it.
vote.
And then when Nate kicks one of his
Then I
next
can
7,
I can go out and fight him for doing
yeah,
a celebration.
Trav's going to go out and fight him for doing a full defence celebration.
It wouldn't be the first time he's fought on the field.
You guys, you copy it all. Screw you. I'm not coming out next time you kick one. I'm sitting on the bench, hanging the phone up, not doing nothing.
Welcome home, Trav. It's just like you haven't left.
Oh, it's so good. And
I
I mean,
going up.
the thing is, Trav, I mean, you're a big unit, eh? I mean, you should have played rugby or league because that's it's a fundamental difference between rugby and
Are we
league.
talking league or union?
No, or rugby union and rugby league. Right? When the shit happens, it's to your face. But
I
like
couldn't play rugby. No way. I'd keep killing
look at him, fucking noodle.
you and I wouldn't last long on the rugby field, I reckon.
I'd pay money to see you.
Bro, run it straight. Would you run it straight?
Yes.
You couldn't pay me to run it straight. Those guys are idiots.
No. I don't mean to be rude, but most of the Māoris and Polynesians that we do it, to see a white guy, mate, you got to step up. You got to
You got it too.
Yeah, you got to step up.
you be gone, mate.
I would absolutely never do it unless it's sponsored by the government of Qatar. And there's 600 million sheets coming my way. And then me and Nate will go head to, I'm sure we would.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, we can't have you two skinny
Nah,
guys.
we'll
going
get.
at each other.
We'll bring in someone bigger.
I'll
and
go
then you've
against
got to go.
fucking Troy Polamalu
I
if
want
you want me
Nelson
to.
Mustafa
Just,
Solomanu.
yeah.
For the oil money, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
For the oil money, no worries.
But I'll tell you that I love footy and don't feel sorry for me because I barrack for St Kilda.
Oh, my guy.
So sick of talking about St Kilda.
Another one.
And
Rossi's gone to Vegas for the weekend.
Oh, I know. I'm on the next flight after this.
so I barrack for St Kilda and people go, why? And I said, because I know what my season's going to be like. It's a roller coaster.
We had a thought. Now, what are your hopes? What are your aspirations, Ray? Where do you want to go with this?
Mate, fame. I want instant fame.
That's the exact answer.
That's exactly what we were
He
looking
wants
for.
Qatar money.
I waited 55 years for this. I had to come to Australia and get fucking famous. Look, I've done some guest spots around. I've done some stuff for South Melbourne.
I don't like this answer as much as the first one.
No, let's get Ray to 100K.
Fame and glory.
Ray to 100K. Ray to 100K.
Can we get you?
You just give me some petrol money and a slab, mate, and I'll come and umpire your game, kids.
Whoa. Wait till we get the sponsorship from the Saudis for the petrol money.
Yeah, exactly. We'll just get a car.
Free.
Actually,
NRL.
We'll bundle Ray into the deal with the Saudis. We'll go, hey,
Absolutely.
we've got your guy. He drives around a lot to all the local football games.
He needs your
a
product.
A fuel voucher. Yeah.
But like between us, surely we have some contacts in the umpiring department.
David Roden. The
Ex-Saint?
What do you know him?
No, Richmond.
I know Dave. Yeah, but
not even
elite,
close.
elite at goal umpire at the elite level. Could
Yeah.
teach now the younger generation goal
Maybe we
umpire.
can get Ray a tryout, or at least a lesson.
Yes.
I'm
Well, actually, we'll get Ray to give.
Dave a few.
Dave a
Dave
lesson.
would give us some. He's the only
is
guy
the
at elite level that smiles when the goal goes
Yes,
through.
correct. Which we love. Which we love.
Well, I was actually saying to James via text, I'm happy to run a masterclass. It'd be very much like, it'd also be fitness as well, because it'd be like a pole fit, like pole
Fitness,
dancing fitness.
yeah,
mate.
you fitness.
Do with the
Trav and I
flags.
did one of them.
All right, I reckon there's a bit of work for us, Jim. We'll
think
go
so.
away and put together a bit of a plan, but I think we need to get Nate a Sally
Yep.
from Ray, and then we need to have Ray crack 100K,
Yep.
and we need to get Ray to go in and do a masterclass for the AFL umpires, whoever wants to participate.
I dare say we can have all this done in a week.
Give him a fair spray.
Ray, thanks for coming on.
You're welcome.
Hey,
Thank you.
Dave,
Appreciate it. Mate,
Trav,
the body.
don't forget my name, right?
Just that you know, Jimmy, there's a,
What do we got here?
oh
I
no,
don't know.
oh, it's a message from, Traz just sent me his CV.
Just airdropped it over.
Yeah, he dropped it. It's got all this.
Just a couple of flicks. Don't worry about it.
That is
Wikipedia.
why Ray is our 28th built different type operator of the week.
I don't know if this segment can keep going because no one's beaten Ray. no
really
one's beaten
It's
Ray.
it- it's it week
I think that was
Penny's
one
all
of one
done.
segment, and that's done.
It might have to be a new segment next week. I think the year's winner has just been announced
Oh,
right there
love
and
that,
then.
Ray.
But if you can top it, please let us know. Email us, do whatever you got to do. I don't think it's going to happen, but Ray, thank you very much for coming on.
You're welcome. Thanks for the invitation. Nice to meet you.
How many hours have you wasted on TikTok and Instagram watching Ray goal umpire?
It's like the amount is immeasurable, but not just him. There are others.
I think so. There's like it's like a cult.
There's more than one of him.
There's more than one of him, definitely, with whatever that is that Ray has going on that makes him that, that much gusto and flamboyance.
I thought it'd be a bit of a niche click.
Yeah, it hasn't really come up in my algorithm or my feed yet.
Have you seen Divorced Dad? I did a little collab this week. I'm famous.
Did you?
Yeah, the Divorced Dad. Have you seen it?
Well, you divorced dad, are you?
Well,
Not yet.
Now.
Yeah, my dad would be friends here then.
Hey, on your dad, I know your dad. I was going to bring this up later. He will not know me though. So we have bumped
Here we go.
into each other many times. But there's this one time I was in Bali, and I just see this like hulking dude across the bar. And he's giving me that look.
Oh, really?
Oh, no.
That's not good.
So my strategy is to just kill him with kindness. We are best mates. And he just he wasn't sure for a couple of seconds. And I actually passed urine in my shorts. I was that scared of your dad. Sol, better call Sol.
Yeah.
He's a local. But anyway, we became like instant Bali best mates and had a few beers together. He was a great man. I've never seen him since. but
He's scary man, but he's good once you get a few beers with him.
yeah, he had plenty of them that night, and so did I. He's a good
That
man.
would be
Where
intense.
was that at?
It was
I missed that.
no, not Motel Mexicola. What's the other one, Trav? We
That's
end
the
up there
main one
later.
everyone goes to, mate.
Might have been
Or
Mexicola.
the Luciola, or the,
One of those
Luciola.
ones. You were probably there.
no, I don't, mate. I don't hang out with your people. My people are different to your people.
You are my people.
Oh, but I don't like admit.
He was at
that.
the villa parties. He was
Yeah,
there
probably.
before. Yeah.
Actually, you actually hit the nail on the head there. That's where the Hells and I had him last time we were there. Yes, but Sol, great man. And a local legend out in, where did he play footy?
He played down at played at a few clubs actually. I think he played at Port Melbourne, and then like North Heidelberg, and Heidelberg is where he won a few flags. I think he won a few flags at Port Melbourne as well. So
Yeah, right.
down the Colts there.
It's a
So.
very, very handy footballer.
Yeah, he was pretty good. I've heard. I didn't really see him. I've just Actually, I saw him play. He went back and played for Mernda when I was probably old enough to remember.
Moon to have a football club.
Oh yeah,
Isn't
It
that
was-
just like a suburb 2
They
days
weren't
ago?
great. They weren't great, and I think they must have been paying him a fair bit. But he,
all above table.
so he had 1 month of not 1 month, sorry, 1 week of the suspension thing left. I think he ran out of it, so he couldn't play anymore after the last 3 weeks, which was no good. So it was a good 3 weeks. I think he played Hurstbridge.
We'll reach out to a good mate Baz of ours. We'll have a chat to
Listens
Baz.
to
Don't worry, Baz.
every podcast.
G'day, Baz.
President of Hurstbridge Football Club. Hey,
Oh, let
Baz,
him know. I played on him I played against Hurstbridge in my first senior game.
Did you really?
Yeah, I gave him a bath.
And a big cheerio to you, Baz. Sucked in.
Let him know. Let him know.
Yeah, but mate, thanks for we've kind of had the whirlwind of Jesus, Ray, and we haven't really got to know you yet. Tell us about how this love affair started between you and Trav. It's the older than you. I've been enjoying it quietly from the background. There's clearly a bit of a brotherhood going on here.
Yeah, no, it's good. Yeah, as I said, he's just kind of was a bit of he obviously coached me for years before I got drafted, and then when I got drafted, he was just one of the development coaches. And when you're in the VFL, you kind of go more towards the development coaches, the AFL coaches, and just kind of wanted to learn off him. And then obviously had a lot of respect for him throughout his playing career, more than Ray did, clearly.
Thanks, Ray.
What was it that you wanted to learn from him?
Oh, I don't know. Just whatever he told
Wisdom,
me.
mate. Wisdom.
Whatever he told me. And then, obviously you around someone for long enough, you start to become mates. Like, went down to Yarra Valley. Yarra Valley?
We're in the Yarra Valley. Don't say where I live. Yarra Valley, yes, that's correct.
Yeah. I wasn't going to say where you live. But I went down there.
Yeah, regular. And no, it goes deeper as well. Obviously, Cads was playing at Northern Knights. Very close friend of mine, Anthony Rock, has been his coach there for 18 months. I remember the night he got drafted. I got a message from Anthony saying, you've got yourself a star. I'd obviously worked with Cads previously in the Coach League or TAC Cup, whatever it's called these days, and the Metro. And you watch the key forwards. As anyone who's been through any type of development stage, obviously we worked together in the Coach League. You saw this young kid, peroxide hair, kicking bags, taking massive marks, and you're like, gee, this kid can play footy. I look back now at myself as that age. I had peroxide hair, kicking bags, similarities. And then, he fell in our lap at Essendon. Ever since day one, we've really bonded, connected. We've had some fun along the way. Don't get us wrong. We have a bit of laugh and giggle at training and whatnot. But the reality is, Nate will be a star of the AFL football. No matter how big of a head we want to give him, we're going to reward him with goal of the year this year, whatever it is.
Hope they do.
2 million velocity points. Is that correct?
And 50 grand.
What?
Nate, I've taught you everything you know. Kickbacks, don't worry about it.
Kids now why you went for that.
No, but the reality is, Nate will be a star, but it's how do we build him up for success early on? Let's give him the tools, give him the attributes to before. But when you go out and play on a weekend, you do you. And that's why I refer to it as a unicorn. Put him in position, do you. Because I can't teach him what he does. No one can teach him. He just does shit.
What are the traits that you think a young, when I see a 17, 18-year-old player, I see, skinny kid, probably pretty, can be athletic, but then you watch, the ones in the AFL and you see these blokes are fucking massive, and you go, I can't see how this 18-year-old kid is going to be that one day. What are the skills that you see?
To be honest, I wasn't that skinny. If I'm honest, I was
you reckon
98.
You're bulky, dude?
No. I
You
was
were
fat.
98.
I was heavy.
Fat skinny?
I was full fat,
Really?
and so much stronger than everyone else. In 18's year, and had to lose 10 kilos before the draft because I couldn't run. My 2K I ran.
You finished
That's
the 2K?
fairly I finished it at
Never
least.
finished one of them.
But the metrics, you've got to be good at it, and if you're not, you'll just slide. So I obviously had to get good at it, and I had to cut a minute 20 off what I got. I was from what I am now to what I was completely different, and because in the 18s you can be fat and kind of and not have to run too much, and because there's this rule where you have to sit in the 50, and you have to be
Density.
It's called
One's
density.
got to be inside of the
Oh my
defensive.
God.
And I love density. I love density.
For key position of players,
Mate,
it's
it was
like a
great.
reward.
It
But
was so good. I just sat in the 50 of the whole game and did nothing, and
Yeah.
I've had to change my whole game now, and I'm running the whole time.
yeah, he's ridiculous running now. which
Yeah,
is
so
good.
I'm one of the better runners now, which is a good thing.
But going back to the question, what do you see in a young kid like this? If you watched him, you'd just be like, that kid's a star. He did things that you can't teach. The kicks goals, takes marks, the stuff like that. The athleticism, mate, I got drafted 103 kilos. We talk about puppy fat, got puppy fat. You work that out as you grow and mature. But normally what you look for is an X factor, something different, a point of difference. If it's a ground ball, game awareness, side steps, that type of stuff. Nate has that as 195 centimetre tall. And you're like, you've got these agility attributes at that height who can take aerial marks but also has ground ball. It's you're a unicorn.
Were you always this tall? Did you have a growth spurt during that whole time where you said you had to get quicker?
No, I was fairly small. Growing up, I was just in that under 12s Vic side.
Yeah.
But yeah, you do. I was a small forward. I was always like I was medium. I was never tall. I was never too small. But and then I reckon lockdown is when I kind of grew a lot, which is normal. I was about 16 at the time, 15, and then because like I didn't play footy for that whole time. When I was growing, I kind of you get all like the growing pains and stuff, and because I did I did nothing but play PlayStation. I had nothing. You're taller than me, but I'm just like all those growing pains and just because I sat and played PlayStation for a year and a half, which was nice.
Yeah, you get to know all these German words like Osgood Schlatters and remember Osgood Schlatters?
Yeah.
Everyone who's ever had a growth spurt, you got the Osgood Schlatters.
That stuff. I didn't get any of that. So I've had nothing.
He was a bit more athletic than we were. We all got that
I got
kind of
lucky.
shit.
Yeah, because it's interesting you say like you had your stay-at-home forward sort of thing. Because I just watched you on the weekend. The stuff that was jumping off the page of me, I'm like, fuck, he is up at half back right now. You're doing these Lance Franklin type thing. The way Trav used to run, he's right up at half back.
I wasn't taking marks in defensive 50, mate. That was like a no-go zone.
You were. Don't talk yourself.
No,
down.
got on the wings, not in the D50. I'm like, I don't defend.
No,
mate.
actually, to be fair, I never saw you in the D50.
I don't
That is
defend,
true.
mate. Nate got in there and took a mark in the defensive goal screen the weekend. I'm watching going, what the fuck's he doing there? How did he get there?
Can't kick goals from there.
You can't get goals from there. No.
Do you think there's going to be do you think it's like a seesaw? Like, you know how in the, 70s, 80s, 90s, there was like the, keep forward in the goal square and he kind of didn't move from that paddock there. And now it's obviously a big gut running type of game. Do you think it's going to swing back the other way, where teams are just going to start putting a bloke in the goal square?
I hope not, because I'd be stuffed.
I don't think it'll have like the big Dunstall or Lockett out the goal square. But a few years ago, we saw Dusty. Dusty used to go sit in the goal square. Geordie Agoe does it. Like at the moment, Nicky Watson's doing it. Like they disconnect from the rest of the high forward. So there's that, but you got to be athletic. You still got to run around and do that. So it's almost like be Plugger Lockett, but also run around like Ben Cousins. Like good luck. That's what the modern game footy is.
It's one of those sports, man. It's just add another thing every generation to the things that you have to do. You had to be a runner. You had to be strong. It's to the 90s, early 2000s. Now you got to be explosive. You can be 5'1", but you got to sit on people's heads like Nicky Watson. You talk about what do you see in young people and how would you ever thought Nick Watson? You meet a kid that comes to training. He's that short. Hey, I'm going to be one
Just
of the
a
better
little bit of
players in the
background.
comp.
Very close to Nicky Watson, that guy.
Yeah, well, as I say every week, we are best mates.
He's going to kick forward.
And I'm
I looked
responsible
after
for
him,
everything that's ever happened.
Has he
to
not
him.
had a kick since you keep playing with this? Like, I feel like you're
lost
the,
him.
I think I might have lost him.
No, the making of Watto was the torpedo at Hillsville. Do you remember seeing that on baseline or whatever it popped up?
When he was like what?
Yeah, he was like a 14-year-old kid playing in our 18s. Turns around and smart ass at Watto is. I'll kick this a torpedo. Yeah, good luck, mate. Turns around, torpedo, like centre wing. And you're like, this guy's got a bit of swagger.
We might have to dredge that up this week with baseline and get that footage because that was one of the that was like a practice match where
It was viral. That was like the first viral clip of footy.
It was nuts. Like it was like Danny Ryan, who's still at Eastern, myself, Trav, all hanging our heads out this thing going. You won't kick it, mate. He's on the I'm telling you, he's on the fucking wing.
where his coaches, well-being quarter, heckling our own player from upstairs. Like, we're having a bit of.
You must have been up by about 12 goals.
No, I think it was a Frankie match.
You're playing Western Jets, I think.
I think we might have got spanked.
Yeah, enjoy your footy, mate. You got to enjoy your footy. You got to have a good laugh.
100%.
Yes, indeed.
He's a good player. You know, like you're on the same. Like you can't stop him.
He's got a good suntan, doesn't he, Cats?
Well,
All year suntan, is that correct?
He does, yeah. He's comes down to me, slare him every now and then. He loves it.
You got to slare him?
I got to slare him.
Yes! I'm going to slare him!
Wait a minute. We shouldn't be talking about anything illegal with
that.
No, it's not illegal. You're allowed to privately own it.
Oh, right.
Yeah, he's not taking. There's no cash turn.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
I'm sure there's a few sheets flying around the solarium. I'm sure there's a few sheets.
I thought I was looking suspiciously good.
He loves it. He always, whenever it's like, whenever there's a big game coming up, he's always messaging me, can I come over? And it's always by myself. I remember we were living in Diamond Creek.
Big game coming
Yeah, gonna look good on TV.
Last year, but he got to the point where he was coming so much that he didn't even bother asking me or anything. So
rolls into mum's house.
So he was rolling into my mum's house, and my mum was in a rental at the time,
Yeah.
and it was in the garage, and mum was just got a shower towel around her, and Watto's gone out in his speedos, and she's like ran around the corner trying to hide from him. Fell over, hit her head and everything.
Oh no!
And then he's walked out. She's put a little she's put clothes on and everything, came out and he's just in his Speedos and he's like, Tanya, what's going on? He's like, going to the sleep. I don't even know if he knows that, but yeah, it was
Did he
pretty
kick
funny
many
at the
goals
time.
or what that weekend?
Probably. He kicks a fair few, that bloke, but he's
Honestly, don't know how he does it.
No,
I remember
he's
the first training we saw. Remember he did an intra club one night, and he sat on someone's head like a ruck. We couldn't get this ruck to just get down the other end and sit in the hole. And he finally goes there, and this little Watson jumps on his head.
Like, maybe don't get in that position anymore because that guy will do that again.
Get out of there, son.
Well,
And then he
took
knocks
that.
himself out 2 seconds later, tackling someone. He's just a freak.
Yeah, well, that mark he took in the was it training?
Yeah, it was.
Pre-season? Yeah, where he took that one-handed mark. That was pretty
That
ridiculous.
was another ruck. I think it was
And
probably
he
on
was
Lloyd
loving
Bank.
himself sick. Like we have a group chat, a few of our mates, and like earlier in the day, he goes, "Wait until you see this fucking mark I've taken today, boys." Talk about fucking hang time.
Self-promotion, you love it, like-
He's full on like wrapped him up, and we saw it and we're like, "Fuck, it's pretty good." Like,
I love that.
Yeah,
I got a real soft spot for Otto. He's a good kid.
What's he going to think when this is clipped up on the Instagram and we overlay that mark?
With
What's
the
he going
solarium.
to
no,
think
he
about
can't
himself?
lie. He can't lie. It happened. That's exactly what he said.
If it's true, mate, it's not the gospel.
Yeah, 100%.
But how's it going down at Essendon at the moment? You're there's probably a whole bunch of serious questions I could ask, but have they got Trav a decent sized uniform yet? I have concerns around this. Like, do you need someone in the property management department to come in as a volunteer?
Have you not been watching, Jim?
John Milne, yeah, he's what does he?
Mate, he upped the size. He went from a large to an extra large.
I could have a job.
I'm a double XL man, like in the upper region.
And that's like generous. Like,
Yeah.
you need a fair bit. But yeah, I don't know. I noticed that early days when he's like legs are folded
You know how
over.
much
he's-
slack I cough on week to week basis.
Legs are
I'm
very
just-
soft and shiny as well.
Thanks,
I
man.
didn't notice
Thanks.
that.
Good little pins. They're quite nice, aren't they?
You clip them a lot.
Are you just
I hate
hairless
them.
or are you?
Professional
hate it,
tattoos
man.
though.
That
Some
same
impressionable tattoos.
on the clip now you can see them because he clips them so heavily. That same game where we went out to Healesville, where the baseline thing, I got there. I'm like, oh fuck, where's Trav? And he had this big red truck that day, and there he is. I was like, it's there somewhere. I went around the back of his car, and he's got these clippers out, and he's shaving his legs out the side of the car.
Give me a bow.
I
Don't
swear
throw me
to
under
God.
the bus for that one.
I
Maybe
will
I'll
get
shave his
witnesses.
face in numerous locations.
And it accidentally slipped down. You dropped it. Oh, dropped it.
Oh no! I dropped the clippers.
Nah, right. You got to shave your fins. I actually haven't done mine. I need to do it. You feel horrible when you haven't done it, I reckon.
I agree.
back it.
Oh,
Us
this-
elite athletes over here still hanging on to
You
it.
got to
Jim.
do it. Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Nate, serious question. When you're playing for a club like Essendon, and look, I'm a Saints fan, so this is no knock, it's a genuine question. And, you know, you
It's
haven't
been
had
68 years since they've
Yeah,
won a flag.
you
so
haven't
it's been a
had
long
success
time.
in a little while, and you get drafted into this club, and then you got to kind of look forward as to when you're going to see some success. I think about like the Oklahoma City Thunder, right? A couple of years ago, they won 20 games. Now they're in the NBA Finals, right? So, and then SGA back then signed a big long-term contract because he looked at the young players around him, and he's like, I can see this getting somewhere. Do you have those thoughts? Do you think about that? Do you think about kind of where the club's going over the next 5 years, and can you foresee success for yourself at a team level?
Yeah, like obviously, I think we've got some pretty good players that are coming through, and other ones that haven't even played yet. We saw that. Have you seen the Archer May kid that came through?
No.
Kid's a monster.
Yeah.
Like,
Mid-season draft pick. He's got a Derby relation.
See that? Yeah.
So
This
if he-
kid's
if-
not
I-
19 or
he's-
20?
He's a year older than me, so if he can, come.
He looks like Adonis, man. He is chiseled.
He's
Yeah,
anything
he
like
is,
Dan,
yeah.
he will look like an
It's not Dermy's son. Dermy's dating his mother.
Stepson, yeah.
Okay.
So it's through relationship.
Derm's a stepson to 8 of the 12 draftees in the
Come on, leave Derm alone. We're going to cut that.
Derm
Don't you
always
worry about
father.
Oh, Jesus.
that. Well, there
But here's
he
the
is.
thing.
Like, all seriousness, you got Archie Roberts coming through at the
Yeah.
moment, who's a genuine star, who was like a pick 60 like 2 years ago.
58.
So back end. Zachy Johnson, your close mate.
Yep.
Played on the weekend, his first game. Like, he's a footballer, right? He knows his way around. Archie Day Wicks, another guy that's played his first game this year. He's come on really well. We got elite talent like Zach Merritt. Like, let's be honest, he's probably in the top 3 to 4 in the Brownlow this year. All
Until he
Australian.
comes to the Saints.
I've been enrolled in footy for 20 something years. Shit, he's smart, isn't he? Like, his footy IQ's up there with the top.
He makes me feel like I got no clue what I'm talking about.
Give me an
Just footy,
example.
like-
What's something he
he's
said
just
to you
like-
that you're just like, fuck, I didn't think of that.
Nah,
Yeah, but then it's
I-
like, I'm just going to go stand on someone's head and kick a goal over my head.
Yeah, exactly.
Do
yeah,
that.
he's not doing that.
Nah, it's just some of the kicks he pulls off. Like he can, it's actually like kind of stuffed me up, and I get in trouble from Robbo because like times I lead this way and he's running that way, and I'm thinking in my head because he's such a good kick that he can whip it on his left out there. I got a free
hit the impossible kick.
It's like I kind of like expect he's going to hit it because he's so good, and I've seen him do it. And like I lead to these horrible spots, and then eventually I cop it in the meeting saying, "The fuck you doing?"
Kind of
like,
good though.
What are you doing sitting on the fence painting the fence for?
Do you stand up and say, "Actually, it's because I thought he was going to whip round"?
Nah, I just cop it.
I would say fair response.
Yeah.
Give me a couple of years to realise you can whip it across your fucking body like an absolute freak.
That's what I mean. He actually can do that. But, yeah. But yeah, I think we're in a good spot, and if we can, keep going the way we are. And play on the weekend we had 6 teenagers playing, like under 20 or whatever we were. Like if we can keep playing good footy like we did on the weekend, even though we didn't win, like we can go all right, and hopefully hopefully go good. But
Some stars: Sammy Durham, Jai Caldwell. Like obviously talked about the ones before. Nick Martin, big buckets down the other end. Then we got Pete at the other end popping it up through. Like we got a fair bit going on.
Is Lordo still there?
He floats around Big Lordo, don't worry.
Didn't they have some sort of mafia-style meeting? Matty Lloyd caught up.
What is with these mafias?
That was the legends and the history of the club getting together for a powwow to empower one another.
Yeah, mafia.
Mate.
That's the mafia.
Oh, Nate, I haven't asked anyone this question yet on the show, but I think because I've never sat in this chair before. But if you look at that poster behind you, and you had to start a dynasty in any sport. Which player would you pick to start a dynasty?
Over
LeBron James and
peak fitness, right?
John Daly, peak fitness.
I love looking at the videos. Have you seen the videos of his daughter?
No.
Right? She's a star as well, and she's got a dart hanging out and having a can, and off she goes.
Yeah, apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Mate, and she's a star.
I love watching the videos of him with like Dyson DeChambeau and that.
Yeah.
Are you playing a bit of golf yourself?
Mini golf?
I try to. I did very try to for like 3 months. Did it for a while.
Committed 3 months. Love it. Love
Sounds
that.
like once again we're on the same page.
That was long enough to realise I was no good at it. And
sounds like we need to go out to that research golf club or whatever it is. And,
Yarrambat Golf Club.
Bash a bucket of balls and off you go.
Plenty.
James is fucking terrible, and
I sure am.
For some reason he's the only one out of all of us that got a sponsorship by Tour Edge. They've given him a set of clubs, and he's terrible. I don't know what they're doing, but
I'm airborne.
We'll have to get Nate down there for a fitting, get him some clubs, and
get me some clubs.
Yeah.
Do you not have clubs?
I don't have clubs.
That's the right answer.
That's strategic.
Media training from Trav.
We're actually doing media training next week at the club. We'll cut that up and show the rest of the boys.
All right, we'll do you a deal. We'll get you some clubs.
Get me some
if
clubs.
You pay for the round, you take us. Like every week.
I got a membership. I already paid for it last year.
Perfect. Where are you a member?
Heidelberg. Down in Lower Plenty.
We need to be
right behind the pub.
We need to be like Sandhurst, Royal Melbourne. We need the
no,
high.
We don't.
I'll get Heritage.
You can't have 4 hacks rolling onto. Oh, sorry, 3. I don't have time to play golf. 3 hacks rolling through with a bucket. Just roll it.
Hold on,
6 hours,
Heidelberg's
mate.
a good course.
Heidelberg's not too bad.
Have you been there?
No, I've seen photos. No, I've heard it's all right.
Media called him out.
Yeah.
We can arrange that. Aaron Dane.
A lot of hills though.
Are you in 9 holes, 18 holes? What are you?
I'm in 18, but I'm playing 9 this week.
All right,
It's on my birthday on Thursday.
Oh,
so I'm going to go in the morning.
At 9.
I'd be more of a 9, like, get in, get out.
A couple of hours are good. On the weekend, my missus on Friday, she's like, you should go play golf
18
on Saturday. And she's like, I got a friend coming over, and I'm like, oh yeah, perfect. I'm like, look, I'll just go play 9, 2 hours. I'll be home in 2 hours. I go home 4.5 hours later. She wasn't happy, but also I don't know. Time's kind of got away from me. Like I didn't mean to stay out
your
that long.
fault.
It happens on the golf course.
Yeah.
We know because we're so into it.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay. So that's done. We'll get the boys from Tour Edge to get some clubs together. Surely,
Great result.
Yeah, fair win.
That probably wouldn't surprise me. These guys are the best. I love my clubs.
Tour Edge good. I rate them. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. You tell me off air. You've always wanted some Tour Edge.
I've actually had
She's unbelievable. This bloke. All right, mate. And just before we've also got Saudi Arabia. We've got Shell Oil in Saudi Arabia. So if you want to mention how much you love Shell Oil and
Have I missed the in joke here with this?
Yeah,
What's
man.
going on?
He doesn't listen to the pod.
I miss last week's.
Well,
I was in Brisbane Vegas last week.
We've been reviewing corruption, and we've kind of decided that everyone seems to be getting a piece of the pie, lick of the ice cream, and we thought, why isn't for old Jim and Veg, surely there's a little slice.
Little Jim, serious.
And we thought we'll go straight to the source and go to the Middle East, go to Dubai, the UAE.
1 million was gone.
No, they wouldn't.
They
Exactly
wouldn't
right.
notice.
And
They
for
wouldn't
us, that'd
notice.
be life changing.
It's just numbers on it's just numbers on an iPad for them.
Absolutely.
Exactly
That's what I'm doing
right.
here. I'm just writing. They don't mean anything.
No, exactly right.
So maybe we'll get. Oh, no, actually, we won't.
Yes, you will.
Do it.
I'm going to say we'll get Nate involved. We'll pitch to the Saudis. And I'm like, I don't think they
As long
felt
as
like
I can chip in.
What's your media manager's name at Essendon before I continue with that route?
Will Carter.
Will,
Great fella.
I'm sorry for anything and everything. We won't.
What else we
go
got for Nate there?
I'll tell you what else we got. More Qatari stuff. So I do think we'll get into the corruption stuff because I've had some updates on this. I have someone on the ground in Qatar who has messaged the page.
Go on, Jim.
Can I just read you what they said? It's short and sharp.
please.
Just moved. Just moved to Qatar. Been listening to the pod. Just moved to Qatar. Listening to your corruption stuff. Whatever you need, you just say it. I have connections.
That is
This is
so
legit.
good.
It's legit.
We're looking for funding.
So you are now worldwide.
Yes,
We are worldwide and airborne and trending.
we are trending. It's very important to clarify that.
Yeah.
We have movement in Qatar. So
Okay, that's good.
my response was we only need, I don't care what it is, just block your ears. I don't care if it's illegal tobacco. I don't care if it's
This
oil.
show will be burnt to the ground.
Yeah.
Whatever they need, we're willing to
It
do
can
it.
be just like a local plumbing business in Qatar because all I just want to say is that I've got Saudi money invested in the show, and it can be $100. It
can be $10.
It can be $10. I don't care. I just want to say
just a
we've got Saudi backers because then when we go to all the other investors and they're like, oh my god, they got Saudi money. They must be big and airborne and trending.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
trending.
take our money.
We will wear chic outfits. Trav definitely will. Next week, if
While he's
we
running.
yes, that's what I'm talking about.
This all started off the back of we were talking about corruption and how remember the Qatar World Cup, the FIFA Qatar World Soccer World Cup, they had no right to get that bid. You know how 8 years before or something you bid for it. It's 55 degrees every day. They've got huge human rights abuses, building those stadiums and shit. They've got no history of soccer in the country, really. Never done anything. And they've suddenly just got the World Cup. That is corruption.
If you got deep pockets, you can buy whatever.
Well, all
you
these
want.
FIFA reps ended up getting fired and charged over it because they all just took bribes to give it to Qatar.
sucks.
It's awesome, and that's what we want, mate.
Yeah, exactly
That's what we
right.
want.
We
bribes.
promote that.
When did you buy? Because we're going to Dubai.
To Dubai. That's going to be real sus. Just a little 6-day trip. He comes back with a gold Rolex.
I'm driving a G-Wagon.
G-Wagon to training.
What's that? It's just my Saudi connection.
Where's Nate rolling into the PDM's office to talk about his retirement?
It's kind of like in local footy where you got the sponsor that kind of sponsors your season, $400 or whatever.
You wear their hoodie.
You've
Also
got
in the background.
That's right. And you've got a Saudi one. You come in with the G-Wagon. They bought the club, full redevelopment.
Big shrine over Nate's locker.
Who's the funniest bloke at the club?
Funniest bloke at the club. Last year it was Nick Hind when I first got there. But he's not there anymore. But
Good Saints man.
there's Saints fan, yeah. Who I don't know. Who do you reckon it would be? I reckon
Who strikes me as funny?
Oh, Matty Guelph's pretty funny.
Guelph, yeah, he's
And Quarters.
I just got back from
Didn't you go to dinner with
Joe Burrow, yeah.
Joe Burrow?
Yeah, he did,
That
yeah.
is a
you know
fucking
that
amazing
Do
story.
you know how he did it though?
Yeah.
Just randomly
Hit him
inboxed
up.
him on Facebook or Instagram.
Mate, tell the story for Jim. If you
Jaden-
haven't heard that. It's
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, Jaden. I remember came back from training and Jaden came to me and goes, and I'm like, hold on, what? And I'm like, he goes, yeah, Joe Burrow is going to be there, and I'm like, Joe Burrow,
Electric.
and because he reckons he was saying he wants to go out and
Yeah.
blah blah blah, and I don't think they ended up doing, but it was just they think they went to Nobu and got dinner, which is pretty sick, but that was I think it's one of those things if you were to go to Electric and have a night, it'd probably be that because it's warranted and that'll never happen ever again. So.
Absolutely.
Apparently he just hit him up on Instagrams. Like,
Yeah,
hey,
he
I
did,
saw you
yeah.
in town because Joe Burrow was in Melbourne for some reason. Hit him
Yeah.
up. Was like, you know, would love to, I don't know, just hit him up. And
Yeah.
he's like, oh, yeah, you know, yeah, let's get dinner or something. And then
That's
so
unreal.
they've gone to Nobu. And and it, like,
And with all due respect to Guelph, it was Guelph, wasn't it?
yeah.
Joel's going to open his Instagram and go, who?
Yeah.
He's got the blue tick, so you know.
Oh, he's
at
blue
least
tick.
Blue tick's
yeah,
important.
But still, Mark Guelphy's got what, maybe 15, 20,000?
Nah, he's got 50. He's a model.
Oh, no, he
Oh,
would
yeah,
have.
he's
Yeah,
good looking.
yeah,
Good looking
he's-
rooster
no,
too.
he knows
by
what
the
he's
way.
doing.
I'll retract everything I've just said. He's probably looked at it and gone, yeah, okay, electric
He's a
sounds
little-
good.
Yeah, yeah.
You
Yeah,
show me
yeah.
the way.
Guelph knows a few.
But I actually think they've caught up in
Sorts.
America as well. I reckon when he went last year, he flicked him a message and they caught up over there. So it wasn't a once off.
Yeah, I don't know about that. It could be. It could
Maybe
be.
not,
I
maybe
have,
not
I have
made
no
that
clue.
up.
I have no clue, to be honest. But yeah, he just messaged him out of the blue, and one of his mates told him that he was just like one out watching the tennis or something. Because when the Australian Open was on. And it was
How
just-
good's that?
yeah,
It's actually amazing.
We're going to start inboxing people. And
Yeah.
just saying,
With the blue tick.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to come? You wouldn't get any bites.
I'll pay for a blue tick.
Go
Yeah,
on,
to
this
get people
guy
to
looks
come and
like
know
I'm going to get arrested.
And it's good.
I'm-
Like if you look at his contract, he's like just like a random bloke. Like they reckon he was like just a normal bloke, you know, like wasn't anything extra, but signing like
Apparently they were talking about
Saudi
gaming.
Saudi money.
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
fuck them
they were
up.
talking about like gaming a lot. Apparently Guelph's a big gamer. And
Jaden
Dawson
is.
is,
Or
yeah.
Jaden
Yeah.
is, and then Joe Burrow is, Joey Burr. He was apparently they were just talking about gaming a lot at the dinner.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I heard him on
Dawson loves
another
it.
podcast.
Yeah.
And he was saying they asked him like, you know, who paid for the dinner at the end, and he's like, clearly he did. The
But he
guy's
just
on
signed like a $300 million deal.
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is
yeah.
like-
Did he
And
really?
that's just his contract. He could, yeah.
Yeah, he'd be on
He's got squillions.
600 million a year or something. Oh, sorry, 600
Yeah,
mil,
over
but
it,
when
yeah.
with endorsements and
Yeah.
shit over 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Like,
That's nuts.
Absolutely.
Which is more reason why we
Saudi
need
money.
the Saudis to create
Yeah,
another
yeah.
league like AFLX. That's not been done before.
Yeah, like the Ronaldo, the soccer league they've made that Ronaldo went there for like $1 billion or whatever he went there for.
Is that what he got paid to do?
It was close to it. It was very, very high. More than anyone ever has been paid.
Oh shit!
Just for a washed up 38-year-old that
we
actually
spoke about
turned
this
30
on the
well.
pod a couple of weeks ago, and I was saying to Jim, like, after a certain point of money that you make, like with these guys, you know, 300 mil over 5, why do you need any more than that?
I
Right? Like,
agree.
why would
That's
you
why-
go and live
That's
in...
why I didn't say LeBron. Have you heard about this?
What?
Mate, the bloke's got $1 billion, and then he's like opting into like a supermax when they're like teams like they're good, but they need like more players. And I go for the Lakers,
So do I.
so I'm not happy. And he's like opting in to get like the maximum you can get. Like surely you get $1 billion, man. You don't need the money. Like,
Now he's
Totally.
opting in again.
he's opting in to get like the maximum amount of money you can. Like surely you'd go, all right, I'll take 10 million, which is 10 million, oh, mate. What are the things you do for 10 million? Like.
Tell us,
rid
mate.
of him.
Nate, what are the things you do for 10 million?
Anything. Saudi money. Like, I'd do anything. But like, yeah,
I didn't realise he was doing that.
Annoys me, yeah.
That's very annoying because he's what 40 now, LeBron.
yeah.
And he's going
They
for
need
the
another
next.
centre.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I mean. Spend 40, not that other 40 million on a centre, and then
Yeah.
they've got a championship, and then no one else can say anything about
Yeah.
MJ being
Yeah,
better
I
than
think
him.
when if you're talking billions with a B, and that's your kind of bracket that you're described in, you don't need to be taking supermax contracts.
Exactly
Wouldn't have
right.
thought so.
That's what I'm
Like
trying
I
to
would,
say. Yeah.
I would go.
Charity
I
money.
think the Spurs did this really well when it was like Parker, Ginobili, Tim Duncan. They like none of them really were on supermaxes. They always like spread their funds because they wanted to get better players around them. And then they won rings. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's just smart. It's good ball.
Business.
Good business. Maybe we should broker some of these deals with the Saudis.
That's what I'm writing down.
Yeah.
I think I would genuinely like to see someone just go. I'll think about this. Like, there's a bit of stuff going on in the AFL. It seems like they've steadied the ship a little bit. But is there a point where a very rich Saudi person just goes, we could just do what we've done in every other sport, and we do a live golf. We could do a Ronaldo, whatever it is, that thing he's gone done. We'll just do another. We'll just privately own teams. We'll just do it. Throw all the money in the world at this, and what would happen that's not happening?
Oh, the flamboyance. Could you imagine some of the blokes rolling around in kits with like, you know, chains and rollies and
Watto.
Have you seen
G-Wagons?
some of the kids
That's
he's
what
got?
my mind went straight away.
This guy, the kids he wears. Yeah.
He's also got the Nike shocks on. Looks like he's just come from the Northland machete attacks. Might have been one of the perpetrators let out on bail. But there'd be some kids rolling around.
Watto would be so tan.
Oh.
He'd have his own solarium in every room of the house. You'd have whatever car you just said there.
The booths at Electric would be full. The 5 booths at Electric, the price would go up because there's literally nowhere else to go in Melbourne.
I'd love to see it, and the umpiring would be very like it. We'd all know that they're being paid, and it would be okay. Fair enough. Someone must have got to you before we got to you. Did you see? Sorry, I will say that before we went on, the 4 umpires is just kind of funny
I
to
saw
me.
this. Yeah.
What the hell's going
They're
on there? There's
suing
nothing to see.
Hodgie, Daisy, and Corn.
Yeah,
But what for though?
For
slander.
for cracking the shits out of them and
Well,
making
they're all lawyers, right? A lot of the umpires are like
they
lawyers.
Yeah,
a lot of them, yeah.
A lot of them are on the
A lot of them are lawyers, yeah, because like they say that like fairness and judgment's like a really important trait. So a lot of them are like lawyers full time,
Yeah, right.
and they don't get paid enough, right? So they like work.
And they sue.
I mean, I don't
media
agree
guys.
with that because I think they're on great coin, but like they work full time and then they umpire the AFL. But a lot of them are lawyers.
Lawyers aren't dodgy.
So
I've
they've
never
just
heard
gone-
anything about lawyers being dodgy.
Oh, the Lawyer X scandal.
I think Gobbo's the head of the board there, the umpiring
Get
department.
her umpiring.
She would come into our Saudi league, actually.
Yeah, we should get her in.
First appointment.
It would open up a door for like AFL players though if they were to get money from being abused. The umpires.
It's a good point.
Like, imagine all the blokes that Kane's gone at and
I'd
turned
almost
around and gone, "Right,
promise
let's do it."
Kane would be
promise you it
bankrupt
won't go
overnight.
He'd be
anywhere.
stuffed.
I'd almost promise you it won't go anywhere purely because it would really fuck up the media in the AFL, right? You won't be able to say shit in media, and
exactly.
media pays you wages,
Yeah, exactly.
as you said. So like,
own the game.
there's billion-dollar deals with a B.
Yeah, exactly,
So like, there's probably a lot of money going the other way to Corn and them going, no, we'll fight this to make sure this doesn't go. I think that's my view on it.
It'd be probably the smartest thing. Yeah.
Not going
Also-
nowhere.
Daisy's a bit stiff. I don't think Daisy didn't really say anything on that show. I
Daisy
think
and
he just sits
Hodgie
there and
got
takes the
thrown
sheets.
in with Cornsy.
And before you
Yeah,
say like, before the umpires say, oh, you know what other job do you get, judged and slandered weekly in? Like, read
Become
the
a
Google reviews of a
Become a
restaurant.
player.
Yeah. Become a player.
Be on the other
Read the
side.
Google
What's that?
reviews of a restaurant. You know what I mean?
They're
A
just
shit
huge on
restaurant
this.
get fucking roasted. You know what I mean? Like there's
This is the
genuine feedback.
Brunswickness coming out of him.
He's really big on this. He called me a couple of weeks ago talking about, I'm on one. I've been reading all these. Who leaves a bad review for a restaurant?
It's
Like,
really, you know what?
it's the
Very
owner
true.
restaurant.
You gotta be
no.
so angry. Like this is your Karen stuff. You gotta be so angry.
I think
to
it's-
get on Google, write a review. Just chuck your shit coffee in the bin and don't go back.
100%. I reckon absolute weirdos and low lives leave negative
Is
reviews.
yours like fine dining or like what type of restaurant is it?
No, just in any restaurant, man. Like,
He's not talking about his own restaurant.
I'm talking
Do
about
you, do you have a restaurant? Is that what you're saying?
absolutely not. You're going to run a restaurant.
Oh, right. I thought you said you had a
No,
restaurant.
these
Oh.
two just scroll the
Right,
internet
I thought
reading
you-
shit all day.
Yeah, I wish I did that, Trav.
I've just put you fully in the gym category.
Yeah.
I'll sit in my shed and do barbecues. But, over summer, actually, I started when I was, well and truly inebriated. I would it started in Anglesey. I started leaving good reviews at places because I
Yeah.
thought this guy's got a hard
Jim,
time. And you
who
could
the
probably
fuck are
find.
you?
I bet you could actually find them if you
What's
look
your
up James
Google-
Kennedy.
what's your Google
on, what was that place? There's a place that does cocktails at like 3 till there's a long happy hour till 7 or something. And I just remember being kind of hammered after a few espresso martinis and going, these guys probably get a bad rap. I'm going to give them a good review. I'll just leave something. And I just couldn't stop doing it. Everywhere I go, I'm like, this is great service, good people, great staff. You will find, I don't know if you can actually just look up someone's email address.
And then you'll find the reviews. Yeah, right.
I think they'll be there
Oh
somewhere.
my God. I've just remembered something.
What?
I had a few beers the other night and I left a really scathing review.
So, but you're the one that brought this up.
I'm
Yeah, no,
looking-
it wasn't a restaurant. It wasn't a restaurant.
Nothing comes up under you, Jim. I've just looked it up. But
It's there.
what did you do?
I'll
Come
get
on.
the name of the place, but hold on. Veteran's just outed himself.
It wasn't a restaurant. It was even worse. It
Domino's
was
pizza or something.
it was Performance Golf, the app.
The first time to sledge an app.
I'll tell you what happened. I bought a Performance Golf course, right? And it was like $50, $49,
deep.
and you don't and so you get that course, 10 lessons or whatever. And what they do is in the back end, they auto kind of like sign you up for 2 of their monthly kind of programs. And so I didn't look at my card statement. This was 6 months ago. Look back and I see every month it's like $80 a month
old direct
for something
debit.
I never signed up for or used. And then I sent him an email. I'm like, hey guys, clearly you can see on the app I haven't used this. Like, I haven't even opened it. You can check on your end. Can you refund the money? And they're like, we'll refund you the last month's worth. Like, and tried to be all positive about it. I'm like, no. And then I had a few beers and then I gave him pretty
Here's a proper roll here.
Oh, mate.
The melt meter's just going off over here. That's a little 4 cheeser, I think. Who reviews it? Oh, it's kind of fair. Although I looked at my bank account the other day and I got to stop signing up for shit.
Yeah,
Those auto things kill me.
I just cancel I just like take all my money out of the bank account and make a new one because I can't be bothered cancelling it.
I've done this a couple of times.
Gen Z people just fuck it. Take that around and start a new one.
Because they can't take more money out once I've got rid of the account. I reckon I've done it for honestly 3 bank accounts now.
I'll do this with credit cards, just cancel them and just say new card.
I don't even cancel them.
Just take it out, put it somewhere else.
Pretty much, yeah.
Speaking of, so I just remembered we spoke earlier. Remind me to talk to you about Mickey's fitness. Are you aware of how Mickey, who is a great man, still a member there, how he promotes his gym?
I haven't, no, but I've been there a few times. Like, I don't think I've ever met the Mickey, but
the Mickey,
Irish guy. He gets in I think it's a Superman suit. And he gets on the corner on the roundabout down there in
near the shops. Just there. Yeah.
He stands on that corner with a sign up for Mickey's Fitness, like for hours.
Really?
You will see his workout, mate.
It's good hustle.
Yeah,
I found this review if you want to read it.
Right, just give it to us.
Right, it's a unit. Yeah. What's that rogue operators thing you said before?
Oh yeah, a built different type operators. It just rolls off the tongue.
Yeah, hits him as well. There you go.
Give it to us. What do you got?
So 1 star.
Oh, yeah,
Caption,
fair enough.
Absolute scam.
Good.
Absolute scam. I bought one product and then they automatically signed me up for free trials that convert to paid subscriptions in 14 days. 5 months later, I realised, yes, I'm an idiot. But also, who does this? I never opted into this additional program. Bullshit company focused on making better offers and products, not robbing the little guy.
That's a melt.
Did you chat GPT that?
No, I just wrote that off the cuff at like 11 p.m. one night.
Typing there sitting, oh, Jesus.
I wrote that
arthritis in his thumbs.
And they've sent me like 3 emails since. I just haven't been bothered to look at them. Been too embarrassed to look at them.
We'll fill it up.
And there's our melt meter for the week.
Anyway, so Performance Golf, if you want to sponsor us, I'll drop all charges and delete my review.
Just refund. That's just the amount of the sponsorship. That's our going rate.
Right.
Mate, I'm conscious of we've been on for a while here. You probably got an early morning, no doubt.
We're
Trav,
working.
Are you going to show up to training at all?
I'll be there.
Okay, I just wanted to check. Rapid fire.
Stables to do first, mate.
I put it out. Oh my God, Trav, we won't even go there.
I'll flick you a photo later on.
No.
In me work attire.
He sends me photos every night when he does the horse. That sounds bad. When he does the horses.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. In fact, I think
he's sending us some videos as well.
Yeah.
It was a wholesome video, that one.
Wasn't it?
It was long and girthy in nature.
Wrong.
Rapid fire questions, because I put it out to the page. Any questions for Cads, and it's gone off.
Has it? No,
so we'll go rapid fire. I might even put the spectacles on. Do you want to read these out?
Oh, no, because there's probably stuff I can't say, so you read
Okay,
them because you probably know.
You can do that.
So here's one from Tim Bahaja, who happens to be my cousin, works at KO, a great man. Always has something unique. That was a long intro. Ask about his old man punching on with Matty Scarlett in the Cats v Bulldogs preseason pracky.
Matty
Soul!
Scarlett? Really? I have heard about it. I don't reckon it was Matty Scarlett, though. I reckon it was the Ruckman. And Dermot Brereton was...
Andy Otten.
Dermot Brereton was the commentator at the time, and
right.
Dad got a preseason, or like not a list spot, but he was in the twos back then at the Bulldogs, and then got a game in the ones, and was going all right. Had 4 early, and then I think he punched up this Ruckman, and apparently the other bloke put up a bit of a fight though. But
Really?
And Dermot Brereton's sitting there. Going off his head, just commentating this punch on that's going on the wing, and the ball's in the back line, and
Jim,
he actually wrote an
that's what your day is tomorrow.
He actually wrote an article on it, Dermot Brereton, saying when I first got drafted, he brought it up, saying I remember blonde hair punching on with this big ruckman and never saw him ever again. So
that's how I remember your old man.
Yeah.
Though. He wouldn't have gone after a little small forward.
No,
He'd go straight for the ruck.
Oh, I've heard him go after the little kids as well. I don't think he discriminated.
We like obviously the fans. They'll ask the hard questions. So, what brand of wheelbarrow do you use to carry around your fat nuts? Oh, so that's what this person wrote. I'm going to say their name too. Hold on, where'd he go? Fat nuts. That's Nye William.
No, William.
Yeah.
Great
Actually,
question.
I don't know what wheelbarrow.
Maybe one of your mates, is it?
I'll go to Trav's farm. He's got there. Might use his.
What's this? Need to ask him about his old man cruising around town with a photo of Nate on his car.
Oh yeah, this is actually something I want to speak about.
What is
good.
this?
Nah, so what happened was Dan Gorringe on
Yeah.
his podcast, some bloke came on his thing and said that said that my dad was using me for advertisement on his plumbing cars.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So this is like half a little bit of truth to it, but like completely different story.
Yeah.
So when I was about 13, Dad was obsessed with these like glasses that all these like apprentices were wearing.
Pit
them on-
Vipers type things?
it was Pit Vipers.
Yeah,
That's what
right.
it was. So he's got me.
I'm familiar with them.
I had the mullet at the time. And,
Yeah.
He's got me to put these glasses on and take a photo. And he also did it for my brother, who was like 5 or around that at the time. So it wasn't just me.
Yeah.
But like, nothing happened. Thought it was cool. I like the Sunnies as well. Took them home. He actually gave him to Harley Reid was there at the time as well. So I think Harley got a
plot
photo.
thickens.
Right. So and then all of a sudden, like two weeks later, it's like plastered on the front. You know, like work jumpers,
Yeah.
like race jumpers. So they had the plum cad jumpers, and they were pretty like.
And
a
your
lot of-
head's plastered on
My
the
head
Pit
is
Vipers.
plastered on the front of them. Like, it might have been the back actually. So like all these like all their workers and
Viper
stuff.
Sunnies.
Yeah, and it's like a logo of like my head and like plum cat around it.
Yeah.
And so that went on for probably like 6 months, and none of the workers wanted to wear the bloody jumpers because my head, like his son was just plastered on the front, and my brother was in it. Like it was like pink, and there was pink ones because my sister had done it eventually as well. So it was like a family thing that he thought was funny but I don't think anyone else did.
I love that. Though. Just like, no fucks given. I'm just doing me.
Yeah, and then it got worse. So like company cars.
Yeah.
So he's gone and like thought it was real funny to like chuck the worst part is he gave this car to an apprentice, but he's chucked my face on the front of this car.
Yeah.
And then given it to his apprentice. So this apprentice is like, obviously it would have been wrapped that he's got this car, but he's got to drive around with like a 13-year-old kid's head on the front of it. And I reckon he was the one. It was this kid named McLovin, I think. I reckon he was the one that reported the story. But he had to drive around this car for ages, and I was that embarrassed, and like I just had to deal with it.
Yeah.
My mum was like saying the same thing, and then I saw this thing. This bloke came out and said, I think he's using Nate as advertisement for his plumbing company. He's put his face on all the cars saying use like.
I want a jumper.
Yeah,
I was about to say, we will all wear
I've got
them.
heaps of them at home.
Really? Mate, bring it to my room.
Can we seriously get a few of these
I'm
jumpers?
serious. There is, and then they've came out and like made my dad look like a wanker, and like me as well, saying like he's using me for advertisement. But
Well, we
Not
will
two
flip
people-
the script
Yeah.
and we will wear them, make them fashionable.
yeah, so
jam it.
I had to full message
Put
Dan.
one right there.
I like talking about melts. I full message Dan. I'm like, that is not true. Like it was the complete opposite. He was good about it, but I was like, fuck, that's so embarrassing.
Oh, that is great. There you go. That's
Hey, everyone has a
news-breaking
melt
stuff.
every now and then.
Stuff.
You
There
know?
you go,
If
yeah.
something ticks you off, you got to have a melt.
Yeah, I was full mountain.
Did you have a few beers before you had the melt? Or?
Nah, I was driving around for training, and my mates are messaging me. Like,
Pulled
"What the
over
fuck's
though,
going
pulled
on?"
over, didn't drive in text, pulled over on the
pulled
side of
over,
the
yeah,
Ring
yeah.
Road.
At the McDonald's there, next to the airport.
Mate, we don't need any more questions than that. That was roll gold.
Yeah, there you
was a
go.
couple.
But anyway, 3 jumpers
Was it?
tomorrow.
What do you
I've
remember?
got to get
I
some.
don't know,
Yeah.
just- I
I'll
remember
message
them
Dad. He's got
Being
he's
quite
got
a few
heaps
good
of
ones.
Yeah, go on.
Jim needs a triple XL for him, by the way, too.
Bloody oath. I will actually genuinely wear one. Then when I'm
Genuinely-
not wearing one, I'll put it. I'll
Yes,
hang it
Jim.
right there in my frame
Hook.
every
We
week.
need a hook. We need a
honest-
hook up here just to hang your jumper.
They're honestly good jumpers, too fair as well. Like before they had the face on them, everyone like actually wanted to wear them, and like I would wear them. But then he's just went and plastered the face on
Still
it. and
wear
that's
them
when
with the face on it.
they
It
went in
sounds like we
fashion.
need to have a word to your apprentices, Sol.
Well, no, but the apprentice was one of my mates because he kept going for years. And then my mate was going to like TAFE when he was like 16 because he was doing like the 1 day a week.
Yeah.
Zane Anderson, you might have
Yep.
coached him. Yeah, Zane Anderson was wearing.
Yeah.
He wouldn't wear the fucking jumper because it was like I'm his best mate, and he wouldn't go like you can't wear it to TAFE because it would be just like what the fuck are you wearing? Like,
Oh, mate, I reckon you fucking own it. Rock
Yeah,
it.
but-
If
bloody
you
oath.
bring a
Funny
couple in,
story.
we'll definitely wear them on set. No worries.
Well, hang on. I'll even put, if he's got, Sol, if you're listening, if you got any more of those signs that you put on cars, I will put one on my car. and
Yeah,
drive
yeah,
till the
yeah.
end
He's
of
got
the year.
stickers. He got stickers as well. He's got
Nate's
stickers.
face on
He's
your
got
window.
stickers.
I will put that on the 28 mobile from now to the end of the year.
The Raptor.
The soon to be Raptor if Ford gets on board.
Yeah.
Talk about DMing randoms.
you still driving a
DMing
Raptor?
Ford.
Oh, yeah, I've got a sponsorship with Ford at the moment.
Do you?
actually. Yeah, I do, yeah.
Can you get me some
I'll
sort
let
of
him know. I'll let him know.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've been wanting a Raptor for
Asian.
10 years.
Yeah. Adrian Costanzo down at Bayford Ford. If you want to go buy a car as well,
That's where my car's
100%,
from.
yeah.
I
Is it
reckon he
really?
sold me my car.
that's it. Oh, there you go.
Adrian, it's time.
Yeah.
Adrian,
Well, if you want
it's
to buy
time.
another car from him, go to him because he's,
Done.
Nate mentioned Nate Caddy, 10% discount.
yeah.
Did you get a
exactly
discount?
right. Yeah, let
Did
him
you get a
know.
little
Let him know that
discount?
I. No, I don't get a discount.
I need one
Let him
for
know.
Jim, one for Veg, and one
Yes.
for Farty.
Yeah, that's right. That's
I've actually
exactly right. We won't go there.
In
Don't
joke.
ask about Farty.
In joke?
Yeah.
Oh,
It is a joke. We won't do that because who was your media manager again? What was his name?
Will Carter.
Will Carter. We won't go there. And on that note, we might wrap it up.
That was good, lads.
That was awesome.
Thanks for coming
Thanks for
on.
coming on.
That was good.
That was
boys.
grouse. See you next week.
But all seriousness, I need fucking jumpers.